rage against the machine, the way I really spit it. Fuck society and the industry is what I'm getting. How I'm living is just the repercussion of the business. Yeah, the bitch. Yeah, cocaine on the table. Welcome to Hollywood, nigga. What would you do for the limelight? What would you do if it felt right? Couple white bitches on me with my dark shades on, black leather jacket with the straps like a bomb. Yeah, got it coming like it's nothing less. And when they coming, got the repercussion. Fuck the press. I got my middle finger out like I be Johnny Cash. And when they come to doing this, y'all just kiss my ass. Yeah, bitch, I'm living young and wild. Tell them throw in the towel.
Hey, you know what it is, y'all. You know what it is. We are Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. This week and for the next few weeks, we are recording live from Vibe3.TV studios, Black-owned studios in Inglewood. So shout out to that. You know Savage as fuck. It's about the community. You know what we do, y'all. I'm your boy, Black Pedro. Usually after that sentence, we hear a young man, extremely light-skinned, but hardcore dark in his heart, say, and I'm comedian Shang. But Shang is not here with us this week. He is currently under the knife in a medical facility somewhere in a CIA Black Ops site, being recuperated, made into a better, new, improved Shang, a $6 million Shang. We have the technology to make him better. So all prayers, shout-outs, and well wishes go out to Shang as he gets into a speedy recovery, y'all. But we are Savage AF, so enough of that soft bullshit. I'm your boy, Black Pedro. In this week with me, she's been on the show before, gonna hold it down as a co-host once again, because she got it like that. Ver funny lady. When she's not out on these cruise ships making families laugh and getting it in, on the high seas, she's here with us at Savage AF, the one and only Miss Jalen Bishop. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All day.
Thank you.
Jalen, for the people, let them know where they can follow you, find you.
You can follow me, jalenbishop.com or on Instagram, just Jalen Bishop.
Okay.
That's it.
That's
it.
it.
That's
Jaylyn
Bishop.
That's right.
Like the church, except for I don't touch the children.
You know it. That's
exactly
amen.
Like that. Amen.
Amen. For those who are not listening to it, or for those who are not watching us, I'm sorry, on YouTube,
right.
And you can't see the chyrons with the spelling of the names and stuff, get on that, okay? Get the whole experience in. You can go to YouTube and watch us on Dash Comedy Radio. That is the channel on YouTube. That's why we're here at Vibe3.TV. Get my beautiful mug in there. You see, this is my good side. That's why I'm sitting in this chair and not that one. That's what that is.
Oh, that's your good side?
It's the best one I got, God damn it. Anyways, how was your weekend, Jalen? Were you on the ship this weekend?
No, I was home.
Okay, good.
Actually, I was hanging out with Shang most of the weekend.
I'm sorry to hear that, girl.
Yeah. So Shang, I just want to say, I got your job, son.
Yeah. See how she do? She hang out with you just long enough.
Snatch.
She's like, how many sick days you taking? Yeah, we know what it is. But no, speedy recovery once again to Shang.
Just doing some shows around town. I did Ramona Stevens, you know the comedian Ramona Stevens. Yep. She has a wonderful show that is all about women empowerment. Awesome. So I went and did that show. It's Ladies Love Laughter.
Can't wait to get on it.
Yeah, all you have to do is take your outie out.
Okay, all righty.
Turn it into an innie.
Okay, there we go.
And you are on that mug.
A mini innie.
And then I did the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club this weekend.
Yeah.
So I had a great time.
Good stuff. Me, I spent most of my weekend again deleting people that I'm following off Instagram. Like, just stop following my. I've been on this campaign of, it's like a liquidation.
So why are you stop following people?
I don't know. You know, it's like I got to a certain point where I just had all the, like, I was almost followed by as many people as I was following. Oh. And it was just like, well, who are all of these people? And then sometimes you see a person that's just like, I don't know this person. And then you unfollow and you realize they weren't even following me. So fuck it. What am I doing? Why?
Well, what if you unfollow somebody that really is watching you? That's my thing, because I don't know how
Sometimes they get at me. But for the most part, honestly, if I know you, then I know you, and then I'm probably not going to unfollow you. And if I don't know you, and you're putting out that bullshit, then I'll probably go unfollow. And then most of the times you're not following me anyway. So it's social media. It's not even real. These ain't your real friends on social media. So it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Your real friends are in real life. That's where friends are, real life. The kids don't know that.
They don't know that.
No.
They don't know that.
Well, we're Savage AF, guys. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at Savage AF Radio, right? You can follow us on the Facebook. Make sure you do that before the Russians completely take over the site.
Did you say on the Facebook?
On the Facebooks, on all of the books, all of the volumes of the Facebooks. You can follow us. Do that before the Russians come in.
They're already in.
Savage AF is the page. That is the fan page on there. And then if you're riding around in your car, just know that Dash Radio is already locked into your 2018 or newer vehicle. We're right there in the Dash. So you're one step away. Just look for that Marcus King Presents Dash comedy channel there. And then
click.
3 to 5 every Tuesday, you're getting that Savage AF in your ears. If you're on YouTube, it's all up in your eyes, okay?
You can drive savage as fuck.
Yeah, baby. All right, well, speaking of savage as fuck, all right, we are the only, Savage as Fuck, for those who don't know, we are the only show on the interwebs, on the net medias that...
Interwebs.
Yes, that talks politics, hot topics, and current events with the sole purpose of saying, fuck your feelings, okay? So we really don't care how you feel about these things. We're just gonna bring you as many facts and truths as we can, okay? And just in your face, raw. So don't hold back, Jalen. Full disclosure, too.
Yeah, because my mother's watching this, so Mom, they made me say savage as fuck. I wouldn't want to say savage as fuck.
We told her to say AF.
I wanted to say AF, but they keep saying, say savage as fuck. I don't talk like that. I don't talk like that.
She wasn't raised that way. We thank you, Mama Bishop.
Or to say anybody's fuck their feelings. Now that's something that my grandma would say all the time. Fuck your feelings.
That's it. And that's when things was real. Like 2 generations away.
Fuck yo.
Fuck yo feelings.
Oh, okay.
Y-O.
Well, you have to be recommended when somebody has to tell you from the side,
right.
It's fuck yo feelings. And she's not even a sister girl. She was like, it's fuck yo feelings.
Yo, Y-O.
I'm like, okay.
We got super producer Cassie Dang in the house.
Yes, Cassie Dang told
playing
me
the voice
fuck
of
yo
God
feelings.
today. You can't see her, but she's like...
She's
God,
the voice in the sky.
That's what it is. So,
Speaking of
Savage...
Thank you for correcting that. I appreciate it.
All day. So speaking of Savage, right, and full disclosure, for those who don't know, Jalen Bishop is a resident black Republican. Although I will say not a Trump supporter, but she is a Republican.
I'm a Republican. I am a card-carrying Republican, and I don't care what you guys think. Fuck your feelings.
Oh, don't ever try and use savage or fuck against me, okay? I made up that's my slogan.
And I know Shang is in the hospital room screaming right now. Shang, fuck your feelings, because I am a Republican. Now, it doesn't mean because you're a Republican that you are going along with the bullshit.
I get it. So there's a lot of bullshit going on.
There's a lot of bullshit.
So let's talk about it. As our resident Republican, black Republican.
Why I gotta be a black Republican?
Because there's 3 of you, so it's like you might as well, you better cluster. you and Kanye need to call each other. And, no, but seriously though, because I'm not here to judge you on that or anything like that.
Good.
It's all love. But that being said, a lot of bullshit is going on. We've got this impeachment going on.
Right.
And things are not.
It's an inquiry.
It's an inquiry. It's leading to a place. So today, today, we had Taylor, I believe his name is Bill Taylor.
Bill Taylor. Mm-hmm.
Leading ambassador to the Ukraine, who basically took the whole Trump argument that nothing's going down in Ukraine, that President Trump was not doing a quid pro quo situation with the Ukrainian president, but Taylor was like, nah, son,
that's what it is.
The other dude, what's his name, Scanlon or whatever.
Yes.
He told him that the president told me. See, it was like one of them.
It's one
of them. It was a little bit like he had said. He was like he had said that the president had said that we was gonna hold this military aid until we got some investigations on Biden. And the energy company in Ukraine that Hunter Biden was working for. So,
but he didn't hear it himself.
He didn't hear him say it himself.
So you can't. How are you testifying? I thought you couldn't even testify in court if you didn't hear it yourself. So how are you testifying it that somebody else told you, that somebody else told them, that somebody else told them that this is what was said? You can't testify like that. That doesn't even hold water.
But not in a third grade telephone game. But
ever.
But when we get up to the White House, though, when we get up to the White House level, congressional levels, higher levels of government, we're going to ask questions like, well, where does this accusation then come from? Like, where did Taylor hear this from, right? Like,
yeah, well, where did he hear it from? Let's see the person that he heard it from. Let's hear the whistleblower. Let's hear.
Well, no, it wasn't even the whistleblower. It's the other ambassador. What's his name?
Yeah, but he said he heard it from the other ambassador.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Who also wasn't in the room.
But who had a phone conversation allegedly with Trump, right?
No, that was from another person's phone call. It's not his phone call.
Hold on, I'm looking up the resume here.
Yeah,
Hold on.
so I'm like, and I'm not a Trump supporter by any means, and I'm not saying that impeachment is not correct for this man.
Right.
But what I am saying is you do have to follow some rules. You can't just be, and I'm not saying Democrats are making things up, but it's like everything they are like,
these are members of Trump's administration in all fairness, right? So Taylor is Trump's ambassador to the UK.
He is.
He's lead ambassador. And what Taylor is saying is that Gordon Sondland, another ambassador to the Ukraine, had this he's saying that Sondland told him about this conversation with the president.
Yeah, but somebody could tell you that I slept with them. That don't mean I did. You weren't there. You weren't sitting on. That's not. No, I'm not going for that. I want to hear the actual tapes. Let's hear the tape, because all phone calls are recorded.
So this becomes a bit of a problem, I think. And I know you're not a Trump supporter, but you are Team Republican. What if we can't get that proof? I mean, can we just kind of look at...
You can't convict somebody if you can't get proof. You can't just, no, that's not going to work.
I mean, you might not get that conversation, but at some point, you got to believe some of these people, right? I mean, they were vetted to become ambassadors and, senators, lawyers in some cases, advisors to the president. True. So at some point, they have to have some validity as a voice in general, as somebody that should be believed on certain things. So why wouldn't we give a certain amount of benefit of doubt to somebody like Taylor when he's saying that, this is how a conversation came to me?
I'm not saying that you can't.
And I don't think that we've necessarily heard Sondland say anything.
He hasn't said anything
different either. So I'm just thinking about the way
he hasn't said anything different, but he hasn't said anything.
Okay. I'll give you that.
So he hasn't said anything. And so if you're not saying anything, your silence, I know silence is gold, but why isn't he saying anything? Is he not saying anything because it didn't happen? Is he not saying anything because it did happen? He's just not saying anything. So we don't actually know. And until we really find out, and a lot of people I think this is the thing that we need to figure out about the whole impeachment thing.
Right.
Impeachment is not prison. All it is you're going to lose your job.
Not necessarily even that, right?
Because Bill Clinton was impeached and he stayed.
Right, but he was not convicted by the Senate and for office removal.
And we don't even have enough, there's not enough Republicans. I think it was like maybe something like 6% Republicans. At this point, it's 84% Democrats that are wanting to go along with the impeachment.
I do believe we are at a 51%, though, nationwide among Americans.
Right, and I'm not saying that it's not.
That are not just for impeachment, but also for removal.
For removal.
Where do you stand on that, if you don't mind?
I think he should definitely be removed. Okay. He shouldn't have even been placed in.
Okay, got you.
like he should not have even been placed in.
Amens that.
But I mean, you had Hillary.
Wasn't my favorite candidate.
And I'm like, come on,
It's a better choice than Trump.
It was definitely a better choice than Trump.
I mean, but
everything is a better choice than Trump.
So at this point, you're down for the removal.
Oh, I was not down for the coming in.
For the voting in of him. Okay, cool. Well,
I think
I do though hear a little bit of that argumentative voice or the doubt in some of the information that's coming to us, and it just seems like as each day unfolds with the inquiry, and the point of the inquiry is to inquire, ask questions, find out figure out what did happen, who made what calls, because we might not ever get the actual phone call and hear the thing.
Why?
See a video of it.
If there was
Life
a
doesn't
phone
always
call,
happen
you
like
should
that.
have the phone call. Every phone call is recorded. Everything this man does is recorded. So why wouldn't there be the phone call?
Well, I mean,
Why wouldn't there be the phone call?
you'd have to go to like the NSA to get those calls because they're the ones
But if
taping
you're-
everybody's phone calls.
But if you're
But
getting
not-
ready to be impeached and you're losing your job, shouldn't the, and we'll just call him a victim, but he's not necessarily a victim, but shouldn't the defendant have a right to defend himself? And he cannot defend himself if the tape isn't shown, right?
I mean,
We can't hear the tape.
something, but that's why we bring in witnesses because witnesses are considered a piece of evidence, right? Like, so to a certain degree, that's why people are being subpoenaed. Sondland, Taylor.
Right.
It's because, okay, we might not have this physical, completely damning thing, but we have a person who is
Heard it from another person.
but it should be considered a credible person, I think, to a certain degree, right? Like,
Is anybody in Trump's cabinet
administration-
credible?
Well, at the point in which
No.
they finally come out and say something, maybe, who knows, maybe.
I think the only thing that I would have a serious, obviously I have a serious issue with the verbiage that was used. And like people
By Trump, you mean by Trump? And just to clarify for those at home.
Basically the quid pro quo.
The quid pro quo.
And
And
that's
this
basically
situation where Trump, in speaking to the Ukrainian president,
Yes.
is like, we're ready to give this military aid that Congress has already approved. It's already approved. He's like, we're willing to give it, but I need a favor. I need a favor, though.
But first,
He threw in that
turn
word.
around.
He threw in that word, though, which
Though.
is to say,
And it's I think the reason why you can't necessarily believe the media, and that's where I have a problem with.
right.
It's not the fake news or anything like that, but they keep giving you the same verbiage. Nobody is saying, like, it's not like a conversation like right now.
Right.
We're hearing the same verbiage over and over and over and over.
Right.
Like, we need to stop putting Trump on everything. I don't even call him Trump. I call him the anti, because he's like,
I call him Trumpty Dumpty.
he's like the Antichrist, but it would be disrespectful to the Antichrist to call him the Antichrist.
Or any of your mother's sisters, your aunties.
Or your auntie. We got to treat him like, just ignore him.
Yeah.
Put him at like a relative at the little kids' table.
I've always said
The
that.
ones that's like uneven, put him there, leave him alone. He'll lose his own mind.
I've always said that we need to worry about his supporters and the people that help him.
Yeah, don't worry
do this
about
crazy
him.
shit. Not necessarily just him, right? So,
I mean, it's the things that he says, like when he said today that this is, he stopped saying witch hunt, and now he says that it's like a lynching. Well,
pardon me, sir. Pardon me, sir.
I'm like,
that is a line in the
nah.
sand
I
which
was
you
like,
do not cross.
No, son, that ain't no. I mean,
Across this
if your
line,
boss
you do
says,
not,
would you
sir."
rather be lynched from a tree or fired? You know what? I don't even use this shit. Go ahead, take the test.
Yeah.
You gonna leave?
This is my stapler.
Just, I don't use this shit at home. Go ahead, take it.
Well, speaking of leaving and not
Leaving.
taking shit, your girl, my girl, I'm starting to really like her now. Nancy Pelosi. I don't know if you heard about what she did, but she just said
Boss move.
she went savage AF, just like we do right here on Marcus
Yes.
King Presents Dash Comedy, right? Nancy Pelosi, getting on this topic, in light of, in the face of your president, Trumpty Dumpty, pulling, erratically pulling troops out of northern Syria, leaving the Kurds out to dry, leaving northern Syria for the Russians, for ISIS, and for Iran to take over. In the face of that, Nancy Pelosi just got her little delegation together and went to Afghanistan. Just fire up the jet, baby.
For the weekend.
For
That's
the
a
weekend.
boss move
When
right
you
there.
Afghanistan for Kabul for the weekend, you know what I'm saying? Hit that real quick. And basically, I see it as, and I think we're all viewing it as, an independent peacekeeping, face-saving mission for the region, for us in the region.
But how much peace can you keep at a weekend? Because
Well-
you think this is it. She left on Friday.
Right.
She didn't get there till Saturday.
Right.
She came back on Monday.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of FaceTime. That's jet lag. That woman didn't learn nothing.
Well, okay.
She just spent more money.
Oh, stop. You know listen, what really happens is we need to reach out and rebuild some of these relationships, right? Because now, I mean, George H.W. Bush was the first president to leave the Kurds out to dry. And now Donald Trump right now is doing it again. And I think it's building this reputation globally that the United States is a nation that you can't trust when they say, we're going to fight with you, we're going to stand with you, we're going to go through this thing with you.
But how long do you go with somebody? Like how long, if I keep starting to fight with everybody, how long do you stand and fight with me?
We might not.
You miss your dinner, you miss
that might not be
Christmas,
something that we
you got to get out.
That might not be something that you can answer definitively in the onset of it. But I would say that the time to not pull out is while you're actively in conflict with Syrian forces, with Russian, Turkish forces invading. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Whenever the time it is to pull out, this wasn't it.
Well,
and I think there's a general consensus among even the Republican Party, like the political side of it, and maybe not the supporters, the voters, but definitely politicians who at this point have definitely recognized that this was an erratic and harmful move for the United States, sort of politically. But what I'm really trying to get at, though, is that Nancy Pelosi, it seems, is taking it upon herself to try and repair that, and it's definitely a big fuck you to Trumpty Dumpty on her behalf to say, you know, we're going to get these things done ourselves, and you're not going to drag this nation down this hole, you know, without
a further pull-out hole.
I mean, yeah, listen.
Because even you said you never know when to pull out. Have you ever known when to pull out?
Oh, I know. My timing is impeccable, ladies. Fuck with me.
I have 7 siblings. My father's pull-out game was bad. I'm telling you, you never know when to pull out because you might think, okay, I shouldn't pull out. I'm not about to, and you never know. So I think that's a no-win situation. Either if he stayed too long, he's not gonna come. You know, you're not gonna come.
Hey-o.
Yeah, no one is gonna be happy because we're staying too long. No one's gonna be happy because you pulled out too soon. There's no way. Pull out. The word pull out means it's a 50-50 chance.
I get you. But realistically, we know that this was not the time. Like.
Well, when is the time?
It's like pulling out, and then half an hour later, you're like, "Oh, here I come." You know what I mean? Like, you could have stayed in a little longer, dog. You know what I mean?
But
Stay in the fight a little longer.
Because that's the same thing. You never know when the partner is about to come. So you got to keep going and blow your knees out or your back out. I'm not saying that he should have done it right now, but I'm saying that there was no way for him to win. That's a no-way win situation. You never know when to pull out.
I gotta disagree. But no. Okay, I agree with you on that point. We don't know when to pull out, right? We never known when to pull out of Afghanistan or Iraq, any of that, right? But there are certain times when it's obvious that it's not time to pull out. So all I'm saying is that it's obvious that right now, like he could have won, or at least not lost, if he stayed in right now. Right? There's like nobody in the military community that agrees with this. Like this is.
Well, military, that's your job. Why? That's
no. But I mean, like those guys don't want to live there forever either. But
true.
They know that there's a responsible time to pull out and an irresponsible time. And I think there's a general consensus that right now Trump did this at an irresponsible time in an irresponsible way. And
what is the benefit? That's what everyone keeps saying, that Russia's going to benefit. But no one's saying how Russia's going to benefit. What's the benefit to Russia? What's the benefit?
So just that, what is the benefit to the Middle East in general?
Yeah, what's the benefit? Oil.
No, okay, oil. All day long.
Our oil is, I don't know about you, but gas is $5.
Yeah, and no, it's never meant to help that. It's about power and control.
True.
Of a resource that we still, at this point, we value it very highly, especially in this country. That's why our ties are so strong with Saudi Arabia and countries like that. That's why we wanted a foothold in Iraq. and fought for so long and things like that. That's why we fight against Iran and their sort of power structures, right? So, and in all of this, right, our main other world power that we had always been kind of adversarial with over this territory is Russia.
Right.
So now all of a sudden under this president, you've got a guy who buddies up with the Russian President Putin and completely...
They play cousins.
He completely just denies our own intelligence community and sides with Putin and says, but he said he didn't do it. So what you want for the man, right? You take that, right? You take the fact that one of the first things Putin did when he took over in Russia was...
Bought a Donald Trump T-shirt.
But he consolidated and took over Russian oil companies.
True.
And became basically an oligarch of the Russian oil industry. And so now it just really seems like your boy, who is so conciliatory towards...
Don't call him my boy.
Trumpty Dumpty, who's so conciliatory towards Vladimir Putin, is now just swept away all of our troops at this important border and giving it to him, giving him foothold in the region. You know, we have a military base in Turkey.
True.
You know, we have bases in Qatar. Like this is power, right?
Right.
When you stand there on your porch, on somebody else's porch even, with a gun, fully loaded, cocked, motherfuckers act differently around you. So that's the kind of on a larger scale, I think the power that we've been establishing globally.
Unless
that's American
everybody
colonialism.
in the block has a gun. And that's really what it is. Like, people are forgetting that everybody on the block has a gun. You're not the only person on the block with a gun. Everybody got a gun.
Trump just let Russia on the block with guns. That's what he's doing now. He's letting them on the block.
But everybody still on the block's got a gun. He didn't take anybody's gun away. He just took our guns away.
And weakened our position there, right? I mean,
he took our guns away, but he didn't take their guns away. They still got guns.
In a potential gunfight, when you take guns away, would you say that weakens or strengthens your position? I think
if you take somebody's gun away that shouldn't be fighting in the fight.
I mean, if you want to argue that we shouldn't have ever been there in the first place, that's a whole other argument. The reality is we were there.
Right.
We had a deal with the Kurds to be there.
Right.
To hold off this Turkish force from invading that part of the country, that part of Syria, right?
True.
And we reneged on that.
But
Trumpty Dumpty backed
how
out on
long
that.
do you fight? That's my thing is, how long do you stay there and fight? You can't just fight forever.
Longer than we did.
Longer.
That's literally all I can say about that.
I'm gonna get in a fight with somebody, and we're gonna see how long you gonna fight with me.
Listen, like I said, pull-out game is tight, ladies. I know. I ain't
this
gonna be half an hour later. Talking about, okay, now I'm ready. All right, we right at the cusp, and then we out. Eject, y'all.
Well, the ladies just standing there like, I wasn't ready. I wasn't even done.
Hey, mission accomplished every time. Ah. Hey guys, we're Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. I am Black Pedro.
I'm Jalen Bishop.
Got my co-host Jalen Bishop sitting in for Shang. Speedy recovery to you, brother. We're gonna take a quick break. When we get back from the break, a few things we need to talk about here. My girl Elizabeth Warren laid out some details for her K through 12 education plan, very important. We got some reversals on these college admission scam, please. Okay, some reneging on that part. And then speaking of scamming and making deals, that's what Big Pharma is up to right nowadays, guys. So right here, Savage AF, Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. Take a quick break. We'll be back, guys. Stay tuned in. Y'all. Something like that. Something like this. Something like that and something like this. Hey, are we on or not? I don't even know what's going on. So, hey. I feel like this is part of the news clip when they think they're off and then he goes, God damn it, Sally, you fucked up again. I hate working with it.
Can you hear it?
A little bit, yeah. But I thought we was going to break to play music.
You can hear it?
Yeah. It's kind of.
This is on. Wait.
I was kidding. I'm already black.
It's funny as mom, and it was hilarious because you get to meet the president, right? And I was like, I don't want to be stupid and say something really retarded.
Tonight, somebody's going to be drunk. And you know what? It always happens, right? It always happens that you get so drunk. When you first start drinking, you just be like,
I was like, okay, I got it.
here's to the birthday. Happy birthday. Here's to Friday. Made it through the week. Here's the Saturday. The Saturday comes before Sunday. You're gonna get us put out of here. I'm gonna have one more. Cause I'm not drunk. I'm tipsy. But I ain't drunk. I've been drunk before. Cause last time like a couple weeks ago, I ain't got drunk, right? But tonight I'm not drunk. I mean, I'm feeling it a little bit.
Pizza. America's funniest mom, and it was hilarious because you get to meet the president, right? And I was like, I don't want to be stupid and say something really retarded. And they tell you everything you can say to the president, and it was President Bush at the time. And they say, okay, we'll tell you what you can say and tell you what you can't say. I was like, okay, I got it. We go to the receiving line, and the president was like, Jack, I love what you did on the show. You were hilarious. The way the rest of them chicks were getting all mad. And you were just juggling them apples. Every time you ate pizza, you just played around. I love how you did that. He goes, now, let's pose for a picture. Put your fingers up, we're number one. I said, President Bush, I didn't win. He was like, what do you mean? You didn't win. You were hilarious. I said, I know, but the Pakistani woman won. He said, let me get this straight. America's funniest mom and a Pakistani wins. And they call me fucking stupid. My name is David Bishop. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we right back at it, y'all. Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. I am your boy, Black Pedro, and what you just heard during our break was the one and only, my special guest co-host this week, Miss Jalen Bishop. Yeah. Make sure you follow her at Jalen Bishop. Jalen, you're hilarious, as
Thank
always.
you.
We love hearing you. What's it like being on the cruise ships and performing for just like, you never know as long as they can afford it, they can get on the cruise ship. Like,
Yeah, that's what you say.
so I mean, but what's it like? You must get all types and families and kids, and what's it like performing on the ship?
It's amazing. It's frightening sometimes because like you have to see a lot of people in swimsuits.
Yes.
And it never is the people that should be in swimsuits. Never the swimsuits. It's from I would say the ages of people that are on the cruise ships are from 2 to 90.
Hey, yeah. That's your demo.
It's you never know. You have to change your shows all the time and be up on current events and know what's happening. And
that's it.
And so it's good times. You can see that I'm having a good time right around the middle. I look like I ate a cruise ship.
No, you're killing it on these ships, girl. We love it. We love it. All right, so Savage AF right here. Marcus King presents Dash Comedy, guys. Before the break, we were talking about
pull out,
pulling on out. And speaking of pulling out, Elizabeth Warren has pulled out her educational plan and laid it on the table.
Finally.
Well, she had
detail.
She had released a plan for sort of the higher education.
That's right.
And even some child care stuff, but hadn't really laid out what she wanted to do with that critical K through 12.
That's right.
Section of our education, is a little thing we call most of our lives. And so she laid out a detailed plan, and a couple of things that I thought were really important that she addressed, and probably the most important things that I think she's trying to address with this is sort of segregation and inequality in our public versus private educations in America. So, one thing she wants to do is kind of inject money back into the public school systems, basically this $100 billion plan, which would, over 10 years, which it basically equates to $1 million per school in America.
I'm gonna go back.
Right? Like, finally fixed the pool in my middle school so I could swim again.
I didn't get the $1 million education.
No, definitely not. Coming out of Detroit public schools, I did not get. I mean, we great teachers, but the facilities, you know what I mean? Like, if you weren't a dedicated, focused kid, it'd be easy to slip through the cracks in a system
easy,
like
because
that.
they pass you.
Yeah, and there's other, distractions, things, poverty. I mean, there were times in class where we had to wear our full winter clothes because it's fucking freezing.
I thought it was because it's Detroit and they be shooting.
No. That triple fat goose ain't gonna stop them bullets.
You need a couple layers to cover that. This is what I think about the whole thing. The education system has been messed up for a really long time.
Right.
And we have to address the things that make that messed up. Right. Like, segregation, of course it's going to be segregated because you're now going to school in the area where you live. She wants to take away zoning, and you have to take away that zoning and allow people to go to any school. That'll change it. It'll help for affordable housing in neighborhoods, because if the neighborhood is going to get more money for a public school, then obviously you're going to go.
How do you feel about her plan to finance it, which would be a tax, a wealth tax?
A wealth tax.
On incomes over 50 million.
I think that would be perfect, but I mean, is it going to happen?
I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense to get the money from them.
Obviously, if you have more than $50 million income, you might have some type of feelings about this, but Jesus Christ, man, how much fucking money do you need? I mean,
I need all my 50 million.
If you look at I don't think you need.
I need
you want
all my 50
you
million.
Want it. It's
I
fun
need
to count
all my 50
it's
million.
Fun to count the 50 millions, but when we think, I mean, you're existing now without the 50 millions. So
barely.
I mean, look
at me. I'm skin and bones.
Exactly.
But this is the thing. It's like, it's not only the funding that's going to help it. It's fundamentally education has been, especially teachers. When you think about the teachers, over 76% of the people that are teachers are women. And the reason why is it was systematically made that way because they know that they could pay women less. So you've got to go and you've got to you've got to change that background. You've got to change so much in the public school system that I really think that charter schools are almost the way to go.
See that? Okay,
and Elizabeth Warren was down for charter schools at first, and now that she threw her hat in the ring again, and she needs the teachers to support her, now she's coming out. So that's kind of a wishy-washy thing because she was down for charter school.
It's called politics, and Barack Obama evolved in his politics. He went from marriages between a man and a woman to let them gays get married, boo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, go on, boo. Do you, as they were
between the two
snapping all
elections,
around
yeah.
it.
I mean, he spoke to the bases that he needed to speak to.
And when you
But
do that,
but he also kept his word, right? Like
Yes, he did.
He did not pull out on those communities. To say that again. Ew. But you know, he kept his word on that. So one might say that he might have actually evolved or whatever, but at least his words were true both times when he said them.
I don't know how true Elizabeth Warren is.
Well, I mean, I think when I was reading about her, this part of her educational plan, it's that I think it's a recognition that there is a concerted effort for this corporate interest takeover of education, right? Which I think much of what the charter system represents is that. And it seems to be in a lot of areas, almost a purposeful damaging, corrupting of the public education system in lieu of these charter schools. So you can be like, well, this is all we've got now. We have to turn to the, well, yeah, if you destroy the other thing too, the other option. And I don't think we're trying to take away charter schools at all. Let's give everybody as many options as they can.
Yes.
But not at the sake of entire public school systems, right?
Right. No,
Like,
I don't think you should take away public school systems, but I think that you have to almost gut the whole system in order to make it better, because there's so many things wrong with public schools.
well, and certain systems are better than others.
And
certain
the
cities and
better-
whatever have better
Yeah, the
resources,
better
apply
your-
them better.
That's right.
And that's, so let's maybe use those models of those systems to help the rest of the nation. Certainly needs a cash injection into them.
Definitely.
Another issue with charter schools is oversight. I mean, I think one of the
there's
things
not a
that-
governing body to keep them.
and one of the things that Warren is addressing or trying to address is this lack of oversight and a seeming, almost like a fast tracking of some of these schools and sidestepping, certain criteria, certain requirements that you would normally have to go to set up a legitimate school. So I think in this rush to corporatize education, you get into the dangers of cutting corners, slacking off. You know what I mean? Like
True.
people just trying to get the money instead of.
But so
actually
does, but
educating
when
the
you
kids.
think about that, getting the money, that is what like high stakes testing is doing for public schools. Charter schools don't do high stakes testing. They do low stake testing.
Right.
And low stake testing, for those of you guys don't know, if you have children out there, don't let them test your child on a high stakes, because high stakes always goes with your child throughout life. That means just because you was dumb in first grade don't mean that you a dummy now.
Everybody
That's
a dummy
20
in
years.
first
That's you a
grade.
dummy in first grade. Just because I can't read in first grade don't mean I'm a dummy now. But high stakes will follow you the entire time
And that's-
to
that- and
college.
that's- yeah,
but
and-
low stakes means just you and your mama know you dumb,
And not just the.
and the teacher.
And the high stakes testing too and it's something that Warren wants to eliminate. in
Yeah,
her
she
plan
does
as
want to
well.
eliminate that.
Because it's not just harmful in terms of the stigma for an individual student.
True.
But it stigmatizes that school,
The
right?
school and the
school,
teacher.
So like if you don't meet these certain testing standards now, you don't get
You
the
don't get
funding
funding.
and the resources that you would obviously need to raise your test scores.
That's right.
So it becomes this vicious cycle of just underfunding, under-treatment of the public education system. A wealth tax, give $1 million per school over 10 years is basically what Elizabeth Warren wants to do. You touched on it too, another very important issue is that she wants to make this a gender issue as well.
Yes, it is a gender
It is a
issue.
gender issue. Both, and it's something you also touched on, but both teacher unions do support this plan above all others right now. Like they love this plan.
It's a good plan. I mean, it's
but
a
like
good
you said,
plan.
most teachers are women, and
You're not getting touched
the
at-
wage
at
and
school.
the union busting that's going on with teacher unions is like all of this is tied, and Elizabeth Warren wants to address this in her plan. So I'm applauding her plan.
I am.
Like,
As long as she doesn't flip flop on the plan, I think that it's a really, really good plan.
I don't get flip flop from Elizabeth Warren.
You don't? No, she does seem
I get
like
solid
she,
footwear out of her. You know what I mean?
solid footwear,
ankle support,
like
traction.
she wears.
Yeah.
So she's not. She's
not
wearing.
actually flip flop. Yeah, thonging
She's-
it out in the streets.
No, she don't thong it, right? She wears like what kind of like Birkenstock? She's not a Birkenstock.
Maybe them Crocs with the latch in
With
the
the
back,
little holes
hoop
in
the-
them?
Yeah, the Crocs. She might do that.
I've never seen Elizabeth Warren's footwear. Now that I think about
I
it,
think
I
she
haven't
just does the
seen
conservative
her
low heel
footwear.
thing,
She does a
like-
low heel.
I
She's
think so.
not a kitten heel. She's not a kitten heel person.
Now you're getting outside of my
Now
heel.
I'm going.
My
okay,
heel knowledge is
yeah,
not.
your heel knowledge is.
I'm a
like,
man.
Yeah.
All right, this savage as fuck.
Oh.
Right here, Marcus King present Dash Cam. We don't be presenting no bras and no heels and shit, okay?
As you had a lisp with that.
See,
I'm a
let me
man.
tell you something.
I'm a man. I don't wear no heels.
Speaking
Look.
of manning up, God damn it, one of my favorite scandals. One of my favorite scandals of this year has been the college admission scandal.
Oh
right?
yes, I wish my parents had money. Oh, my mama can't even get me into a bakery.
I had to get it in the old-fashioned way, affirmative action.
I had to get in the old-fashioned way.
Oh, Dean Dickum down, got him in again.
My arms are strong. Oh, the math
Amazing.
teacher. Oh.
I didn't know you went to San Diego State. Girl, stop. I'm playing San Diego State, you nasty school. But the recent admissions scandal, you got all these rich parents, Aunt Becky, actors, fashion designers, people falling left and right.
They're not going to jail. They're
Felicity
rich
Huffman
and right.
is in jail right now.
No, she gets sentenced a month from now.
No. She's in. Felicity Huffman is in. I
I
saw a
thought
picture.
she got-
I saw a picture of her. And she's serving like 14 days. She'll be out by the end
14
of this show.
days. Oh,
she-
my
She'll be out by
gosh.
the end of this episode. But
She's 14 days and she's probably sitting in the warden's office.
yeah,
With the doors locked, she's got her internet.
she's got
That's
the
not
job
jail.
where you let people in and out of the jail.
She's not getting her
They gave
hair
the key to the front
braided.
door. Yeah, no, it's all good.
There's not a chick that shows up with a pineapple in one hand
and a Brillo
and a
pen,
Brillo
a
pen.
Swiffer.
Which one you want? Which
you want
one
the
you
Swiffer
want?
or the Pena?
Yeah, nobody's doing that. But honestly, are people mad at them because they got caught, or are you mad at them because your parents didn't have the money to do it?
No, I mean, I
Because
think
you really had to read to get in.
I think. I think people should be and are mad at this notion of just rich and powerful people just doing whatever the hell they want to do.
But that's what it means when you're rich and powerful. You're supposed to shit on other people.
No.
Yes, Pedro.
No.
Stop playing.
You
So
sound-
you trying
you
to
sound like
tell
a,
me
you
a
would-
Republican?
You would be a really shitty Spider-Man. All right, with great power comes great responsibility.
Spider-Man
Also-
ain't got no money.
Exactly, but he has great power.
He's just a poor,
He could-
broke superhero.
He could go out and get that money though.
He
rob
could.
any
I
bank.
would be making money if I was
I
Spider-Man.
said you'd be a shitty Spider-Man.
I'd be
that's-
amazing Spider-Man
No,
because
there's
I
already an
have
amazing
money.
Spider-Man.
I have money.
That's not what makes it.
I'm
see,
not because
great
let
responsibility.
me ask you
You can be
this.
rich and powerful, but be responsible with that money, right? Like
So you're supposed to give it to other people.
No, well, I'm just okay. In the case of like Lori Loughlin or Felicity Huffman,
Yes.
just take the time to sit your rich kids down and be like, look,
Well, the kid is
you're
stupid.
dumb. Yeah,
The
you're
kid is
dumb.
stupid.
Like, babe, but listen, it don't matter. I bought you a new Bentley. You're beautiful. You've got a business online. Do that. You don't need school. Like, but that's the parents being like, they want to sit at the cocktail party and be like, oh yes, they're at Harvard or they're at SC or they're at
Yes,
Stanford.
yes.
And it's like, just listen.
Don't nobody want to say your baby's dumb.
Your baby is dumb.
No one
If
wants
you-
to
listen,
do that.
if
No
you have
one
to
is
pay-
going to do that.
If you have to pay $500,000
That means your baby
just to
is
bribe your child in, not even the tuition, just to bribe them into the school, initiation fee, your kid is dumb as fuck.
That means you've been doing that for a long time. That means your baby can't even write their own name. But did you see the kid on Instagram? She said she really wasn't even going to go to
She
school.
did, yeah, Lori Loughlin's daughter,
Yeah.
Olivia, she didn't even
She's like, I don't
wanna.
even really want to go to
She
school.
was like, I'll go to a couple games, but whatever.
And parties.
Yeah, she don't think.
But honestly, and I have to admit, I'm not saying that this is right because it isn't right because you're taking from someone else, especially that type of scholarship because it's an athletic
Athletic
scholarship. But how many? And they're saying, well, you're taking away from children that deserve this scholarship from lower income. How many low income
crew.
crew people do you know? Ain't nobody yachting in your
I
neighborhood.
get what you're saying. I hear
They
what you're
took it
saying.
away from another rich kid that just wasn't as rich as them. That's what they took it away from. So it wasn't.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
But more importantly, right? Because you gotta understand, like it's like the same thing that Michael Vick went down for, right? People think Michael Vick went down for fighting dogs in the backyard, right?
No, he went down because white people don't like you mistreating a dog.
No, that's not even it. That is not even it.
What did the dogs turn on it?
That's what white people are shouting and crying. That's why they vilify him. But why Michael Vick went to jail is for racketeering. It's for putting money around that, right? And circulating, paying out money around that thing. Okay.
So they're gonna catch a couple.
That's what this admission scandal is really about, right? It's that not only are these people bribing their way into school, but it's the methodology, right? It's Felicity Huffman paying somebody to alter their child's SAT test, the Scholastic Aptitude Test. It's supposed to be this sort of definitive, as objective as it can be, test that allows anybody to see where they're at in terms of their, potential college skills. So once you allow money to start corrupting those things, the tests, the coaches, the admissions officers, and things like that, that becomes a problem. So I don't think any of us should be.
But why are we shocked with that when that is something that's happened for years and years?
Whether you're shocked or not, shock doesn't do anything, right? It's an emotional response that doesn't actually do anything. So be shocked, but once we get over that shock, let's understand what happened and now respond responsibly, like the impeachment inquiry that's going on. It's like, all right, look. This has gotten fucking ridiculous.
True.
We need to look into this.
True.
We need to do so. If nothing more for the sake to say that
You're fired, Donald. You're fired.
Yeah, but
You're
the next
fired.
person coming along can't act like this, right?
True.
You can't just have parents thinking that they can just buy their kids' way into these elite schools. I mean, I don't even know why as a school, as an institution, you wouldn't want that, right? Like you don't want your reputation to be that you don't have the brightest and the best there, right? You don't want just the richest and the most socially media-ist, right? Social media, right? Like you want fucking education in your educational institution. So I don't think it's a good look for anybody. So don't be mad if you are out there. Don't be mad at these people just for being rich, right?
But I think most people are mad at them for that.
Be mad at them for being rich, abusing the power, but then be happy that they now have gotten caught.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever, because it's pretty much a favor with cash involved.
Right.
Right? Have you ever used what you have to get something that maybe you possibly didn't deserve? Because that's really what it comes down to. It's like using something that you have to get something that you don't necessarily deserve, but that is going to better your life.
Absolutely.
If you had the money, and you did. So do you think you deserve?
If I had the money, I would not do this for my kids.
You would not?
I think because I think it does a disservice
You're going to have
children.
to pay for them for the rest of your life if this ding-dong doesn't get an education.
My future son, if you ever watch this, if you don't have the grades, if you can't cut it, if school ain't your thing, Negro, you are going to Tech. You're going to learn how to fix motorcycles, dog. Niggas with motorcycles need them fixed. I mean, you're going to become an electrician. Solar panels.
Let me tell you.
There are vocations out there. And I had to go to college. Like, we talked about this on the show. I went to an elite university, but
And his mama paid for it.
Well, she paid for what she had to, but not all of it, right? We were broke, so I had loans, right? I owe. But
Fannie Mae.
The reality is, I have the mental capacity to do that, to operate at that level. So you're
smart.
But yeah, I'm smart enough to go to college, at least that level. So my mom's gonna push me to do that, right? If I see that my child doesn't have talents in this area of education, I'm not gonna push them to do that. My child is 5 feet tall, 110 pounds. We not slapping that football helmet on him. No, son. Badminton, that's your game. You know what I'm saying?
But I think
table tennis.
My thing is, if my parents had the money to put me through college, I would have been like, nah. I would have went.
Yeah. That's good.
I would have went, and if I had the money to put
But
my
like,
child
put you
through,
legally or bribe you into college?
even maybe bribe me. I'm not saying that I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have
I don't
went.
think none of these kids, as far as I know, knew what their parents were doing.
Oh, I think they did. You know you dumb. You can't tell me. Okay, this is the thing. You cannot tell me that these kids
like,
didn't
but I didn't
know.
answer any of the
You know
questions.
you
How I
dumb.
get a-
How did you didn't take the SAT? Everybody else was talking about the SAT. You handed your pencil to somebody and went over and ate at a restaurant. You
Maybe.
knew what was going on.
Maybe, yeah.
Your parents said, don't say anything as soon
shut
as
the
you
hell
have
up.
to go and have a meeting with the dean, don't open your mouth.
Right.
Because he's going to know you. Be like, well, my name is, duh. They're going to know you dumb. And I honestly think you're right with the racketeering part. That's
what's going to get
That's
you
what
every
makes
time.
you. But is
That's
it
when
going
the government
to?
gonna step in on you.
But is
They
it
don't want
going
you.
to make anybody not want to do it? She only got 14 days. I can
Yeah.
do 14 days.
14 days, but that's because she cooperated.
I can do 14
I'm
days.
really interested to see what Lori Loughlin gets after putting up a fuss and trying
She
to
gonna
fight
get 3 days.
it. She's gonna get 15.
Full
days.
house is gonna get 3 days.
But right now, I think what's going on though is that they are seeing that the government is serious. So you have people like Douglas Hodge. He was a former CEO of an investment group, PIMCO. Him, a couple other people. They're now asking for that plea deal.
Yeah,
They were first gonna fight it, and now they're like, eh.
because they know they're gonna get 3 days.
But if they can handle they just do the 3 days.
They're
But
gonna do the 3 days.
I think the reality is they might get more serious time.
They're gonna get street cred, just like Martha Stewart.
There you go. Roll that shit up. Roll that shit up.
Yeah,
man.
they're
That's
gonna be
what that
doing a
is.
video with Snoop Dogg, 2 Chainz.
All right, so the motherfuckers that need to be in jail though.
We'll never go.
Speaking of Snoop Dogg and 2 Chainz.
They need to go to jail?
No,
I
but
was like, what'd they do?
I'm sure most of America thinks that. Look at them. They're Negroes, right? Big Pharma.
Ooh.
Who so much like
Opioids?
yeah, and much like these parents who are now backing out of these court fights and taking plea deals. Recently, 3 of the biggest pharmaceutical companies went that route as well. Right?
True. Plea
They're
deal.
like, maybe we shouldn't fight this thing. Maybe we should just settle out of court and just keep it moving.
True.
Just pay. What did they have to pay? Like a 250?
It was like $250 million.
That's pittance, right?
Yeah, because
They
of all
killed
the
a couple
money that they
100,000
made.
people over the past decade or so.
And I said I would pay them in pennies. If I have to pay money back, if I get sued, whoever ever sues me, I'm going to pay you in pennies.
Just pay a dude
I'm paying you in pennies. I'm coming with
Dump truck
17 bags of pennies.
and be like, 1, 2,
2, 3.
push them over one at a time.
Shit, my parents didn't pay for my education. Got to start again. 1, 2. That's what I'm doing.
So it's McKesson Corp, Cardinal Health, and AmerisourceBergen Corp, which is an Israeli-based drug maker. And an Israeli-based drug maker, Teva Pharmaceutical. These are the 4 companies settled with a couple of counties in Ohio over this money here.
Can you sue a crack
Actually, it's only
dealer?
215 million, not even 250, man.
215. That's still a lot of money. Can you sue a crack dealer?
I mean, that's an interesting question. I guess, okay, so if you're suing a crack dealer, I'm assuming that you are probably a crackhead?
Yeah.
Who
But you could be a
feels
social
wrong.
crackhead
Yeah, I know. I'm not, no judgment in your crackheadry.
in your
right?
crackness.
You're right, in your cracknicity, right? I guess you could. I would assume that, though, if you're crackhead, I'm assuming you're not recreational, though, that you're just going pro and you're doing it full time.
No, if you do it like if you're a social crackhead,
No.
like you do it with friends.
No, I get it, but
So it's
most
not
most
it's not like
crackheads
every
aren't
day.
social. Yeah.
It's not every day. It's like a semi-weekly.
I mean, but can a crackhead afford a lawyer to litigate with the crack dealer?
Can an opioid head do it even?
I mean, I guess not, right? But I guess.
Because I wonder who sued it. Because like if you're all strung on out on opiates,
Well,
who's suing you? Your parents or somebody else?
Oh no, I mean in this case in particular, it's literally Cuyahoga County in Ohio.
So the
Like,
state is suing you
yeah, like
because
the
now
count,
they have
or
so many.
specifically this county in Ohio, or a couple of counties in Ohio, were suing these companies because I mean, if you think about it,
How can they do that?
well, why not? I mean, when you're your county commissioner, you're on the county board, whatever,
Right.
and you step out on your county porch and you look out every morning and you see, opioid heads, right? Meth heads, whatever.
doing?
Heroin addicts.
Good morning.
Just strung out all over your county, right? And they're dying. And you got a resource to pick them up and bury the people and take care of the people and health and emergency rooms and
But don't they have to do that for
crime,
crack? Why wouldn't they do the same thing for crack?
niggas. That's why. It's, little thing. I'm gonna put that in your shot there. But yeah, little.
So you're just saying just because
it's like Chappelle. It's like Chappelle.
yeah,
said,
because
right?
it's white, it's a problem.
It becomes a different. There's a different focus on it when a certain demographic is affected versus others.
Well, don't you think that that's to some degree that's our fault because we don't fight as hard?
I mean, I think it's to a degree you could say yes, but to be honest, like what part of the American system has really told black people in mass as a group that, hey, we're here for you? I mean, I think in that sense we've had more of a Kurdish experience, where it's like certain groups they say, oh yeah, we're gonna fight for you, blah blah blah, and then we get to the polls or we get to the thing, to the dance, and it's not our song anymore, right? Like they moved the finish line, like something
Well,
else.
they jizzed on us from the beginning.
Hey, and nobody ever wiped it off,
No, so
now
we've
we
just
crunchy,
been
we
looking through the
crustified,
jizz
yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah, the wiper stopped working on your goggles. Yeah, so I don't think there's any part of the American system that's ever really told us. So when crack was an epidemic,
Yeah, it was an
in the hood,
epidemic.
I'm sure there were people crying out about it, but
who was suing anybody at that time?
well, yeah, I mean, no, exactly.
And now that's the thing, and now it's okay to sue.
Yeah, Wayne County
I'm like,
and
this
Detroit-
Is,
well, like
where was
Detroit's-
Wayne County suing then?
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
were
no,
they suing?
weren't
Nobody.
the city of Detroit wasn't like, hey, but also it wasn't at that time. There wasn't a direct source that you could go to, right? It wasn't like we knew then that the CIA was dealing these drugs and then filtering them down to Rick Ross to divide up in America, right?
But that's because we didn't search for it. The information was there. We just didn't search for it. Because you
there was
knew
also
Rick
classified
Ross wasn't flying things
Right,
in.
right.
So we knew it all the
Right,
time.
right.
We just didn't
You
fight
can't-
for it.
And this classified information, once we get that,
Again,
then we
like
can
the
confirm.
phone call, classified information.
But now with this, it's clearly big pharma, right? Like,
Right,
it's
right.
there's this clear pattern
There's a
of
person to point
too
to.
many pills went to these areas. Too many pills were given out according to prescriptions. Like, it's legitimately foul, right? Like it's documented, scripts were written, and then when that gets cut off, then people turn to the street drugs, right? But the clear path of how this the path of how this happened is much more clear than the crack epidemic.
But don't you think that you also have to, instead of just getting after big pharma, don't you think that there should be doctors that also should be going down? Because you have to, big pharma can't write you a prescription. Your doctor's office wrote that prescription.
Come on, absolutely.
So there ought to be so many people. That's, I think, the problem with, if I say, when we try to fix something, just like with the school system, we try to fix one little small thing. And you can't fix one little small thing. You got to go in and almost gut the system, like I said, and then start over. Because there should be doctors going to jail. There should be nurses. There should be clinics shut down. There should be whole hospitals taken. You should sue everybody. You don't just sue the dude that's making it.
But all these things that you're saying make sense to me in my liberal democratic mind. So I'm with you on that.
Always got to bring up he's a Democrat.
But in the reality, what's really happening now is that the pharmaceutical companies, I can't remember the name of the drug, but they're about to come out with a new drug that's supposed to be 100 times more powerful and addictive than fentanyl.
Wow.
And it's like, after this, in the midst of this opioid crisis, why?
I wonder if they'll give.
Why would you need a more powerful painkiller, sedative drug than those that we already have to get the people who are now used to that drug hooked on something else? Like, I don't get it. Like, if you're making something past fentanyl, like fentanyl is like
The worst. That's the
they
devil.
say it's like the worst. It's like the most.
Will they give Shane fentanyl?
It's like having raw sex with heroin. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
like to a bag of heroin. It's just, they say. So they say. You know, just stick your dick in a bag of heroin, shake it on around, baby. That's the party. That's fentanyl.
I wonder if it'll still stand up or will it just go limp?
It depends on the day. I guess it depends on the
That's,
day.
oh, wow. Fentanyl.
So, yeah.
But you know what? You used to be able to use fentanyl to lose a little weight.
Is that what that used to be for?
Yeah.
Really?
Fen-phen.
Is that is
Yeah,
like the same?
fen-phen was to lose weight. So if anybody has a little bit of fen-phen out, I'm not, I'm not
street
saying
value
a
is
lot of fen-phen, but just enough
a little
fen-phen
bit.
so that I can get thin. That's all I want. I mean, I don't want it crackhead thin. I just want it like small, like medium. I just want to be medium. So yeah, so if anybody has a little bit of fen-phen still left, I don't know what the street value is, but I got $20.
I'm sure we'll find somebody who could chop that up for us. So we'll figure that out.
Yeah, so I'll give me a little bit of fen-phen if you got a little fen-phen. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of
I agree with you though.
opioids in your life.
I hope I would like to see.
Shane, give me some of that fen-phen.
Yeah, man, save some of them. I would like to see more entities in this thing go down.
Yeah, I want to see everybody want to go down. I want to see the
the
doctor.
pharmacies themselves,
Everybody.
CVS's and all these things that were.
Because when it came to crack, think about it. They were taking the kids off the streets that were selling. They were taking the runners off the streets, and the runners those were the guys that were going to jail. The Rick Rosses, those are the guys going to jail. So if we if you're going to reverse it, don't just reverse it and have the person who is making it. Come on, everybody needs to go to jail. Put everybody in a van. Let's all go. We going down.
Reagan should have gone to jail.
For real.
Like Ronald Reagan should have gone to jail for that shit. But whatever. We talking crazy, girl. Is this thing on? Hey guys, we are Savage AF right here. Marcus King presents Dash Comedy. I am your boy Black Pedro. In the studio with me, I have special co-host Jalen Bishop. Many well wishes to Shang out there, guys. Listen. Give me some of that. Yeah, we gonna need some of them drugs, brother. We're gonna take another quick break. When we get back, we're getting into some questions here. Tulsi Gabbard, presidential candidate for 2020 on the Democrat side. Is she working for Russia? Dum, dum, dum. Question marks around that. And then Facebook says they done caught some more 2020 tampering from Russia and Iran. So we're going to get into that, guys. Savage as fuck right here. Marcus King presents Dash Comedy. Stay with us, guys. I guess, really stay with us because we're not going to go quite to break yet. What we are going to do is remind you that you do need to, I don't know if you've heard in the past few weeks, but we have peaked at number 45 so far on the political charts for iTunes. So Savage AF, number 45 political podcast in America right now, in the world. I should say, not just America.
World.
Yeah, worldwide, seriously.
Woo.
And I think we've gotten up to like number 117 out of all podcasts in the world. There's like 700,000 podcasts.
Oh my gosh,
So
that's amazing.
We're trying to build that momentum and energy, guys. So make sure that you follow, subscribe, like, rate, and then most importantly, just like these opioids, we need you to share them, okay? Spread them on around through the community. Get everybody hooked on this shit, all right? We want savage junkies. Savage as fuck junkies right in your neighborhood. That's right.
Right, just
that's what we need.
Walking
y'all.
with your house coat on.
Yeah.
With your slippers. That's kind of
mismatched slippers.
That's
too.
how,
not even the same. One is your slipper and one is your mama's house shoe.
Oh, that's what we want. We want you strung
shower
out.
cap. One kitchen glove on, one of the dishwashing gloves on, okay?
Not even the what is that little plastic one? You want that old school?
Yeah, the yellow joint. Come down to mid-form here.
Oh yeah.
The Sud Buster is what they call it.
Oh yeah, you want that yellow one.
Yeah. So make sure
with a half a scrunchie in your head. That's how hung out we
right.
want you to be. We want you to be so
strung out on the Savage AF, y'all. So make sure you go on iTunes, subscribe, download, share that shit, rate it, comment. We love you. Thank you. Taking a quick break. Savage AF, Marcus King presents Dash Comedy. When we come back, guys, stay tuned. Bam.
Yeah. Big bags on the nigga, all I do is spin faces. Swear they switching sides, boy, I know they is adjacent. This is for the nights when we was grinding in the basement. Got it from the bottom, never be replaced. Flying around town with my niggas trying to get it. Saying that you down, but you never was committed. Wanna love me now, cause the money I've been getting. Want this shit forever, I can never see it ending. Yeah,
I can never see it ending, only the beginning. All about them digits. You see we winning. Keep it on a hush when we talk about it. And when it come to improving, nigga, I'm all about it. I got the drink in the cup. Baby girl, what is up? Feeling the butt. Baby girl, I'm down to fuck. Down to fuck. Baby girl, I roll the blunt. Talk is cheap, but what she talk is big.
bags on the nigga, all I do is spin faces. Swear they switching sides, boy, I know they is adjacent. This is for the nights when we was grinding in the basement. Got it from the bottom, never be replaced. Flying around town with my niggas trying to get it. Saying that you down, but you never was committed. Wanna love me now, cause the money I've been getting. Want this shit forever, I can never see it ending. Yeah. She wanna love me cause I'm getting to the cash. 2 feet on the gas, I'm just trying to make it last. 450 day, watch the script and do the dash. Stretch it, make it flip it, I be getting to the cash. Want to live, living wild, living for the thrill. She just wanna fuck, say she faded out the pill. I've been out, living in the hills. I've been out, living. That's big bags on the nigga, all I do is spin faces. Swear they switching sides, boy, I know they is adjacent. This is for the nights when we was grinding in the basement. Got it from the bottom, never be replaced. Flying around town with my niggas trying to get it. Saying that you down, but you never was committed. Wanna love me now, cause the money I've been getting. Want this shit forever, I can never see it ending. Yeah.
Hey, you know what it is, y'all. We Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. I am your boy, Black Pedro. With me in studio today, we have the one and only Miss Jalen Bishop filling in for comedian Shang. Thank you, Jalen, for coming in.
Yay.
He's so much lovelier than he is, so thank you. We appreciate that.
Oh, I'm cuter than Shang?
Oh, way.
Did you hear that, Shang?
Way.
I'm prettier than you.
Make sure you follow Jalen on the Instagrams at Jalen Bishop. Is that simple?
That's it. It's it.
JAYLYN Bishop. Make sure you follow me at Black Pedro. Make sure you follow this show at Savage AF Radio on all social media platforms at Savage AF Radio, and on Facebook, Savage AF. That is the fan page. And then on iTunes, guys. All right. Help us go from number 45 political podcast in America all the way up to number 1, man. Or at least number 3. I'll take that.
Why you want to be number 3? Nobody wants to be number 3. That's like getting the blue ribbon.
That's fine. I got a ribbon. Some
Oh
people don't
my
get
gosh.
ribbons, yo.
You don't want a participation ribbon.
We gotta
You
get
want to
some of-
have the red ribbon.
But from 45 to 3, and then from 3, we can begin to think about number 1.
No,
But right
think
now,
about number 1 all the time. See,
whole
that's
time?
the Democrats. Democrats in you just want to think about just being in the race.
You
No,
just took it somewhere it didn't even
the
need to go.
Republicans want to win. We want to win. Savage as fuck needs to win. Number 1. We don't be number 2 or number 3.
Problem
We're
is y'all don't-
45 right now, but we're still kicking number 115's ass.
Yeah,
That's what it's
y'all
about.
number 45 is terrible, first of all.
Yeah, our number
44
45
is great. 45
44
is
was good,
horrible.
but 45, just take that all back. Let's just
yeah.
talk about something
Well,
else.
speaking of Democrats in the race, Tulsi Gabbard, Hillary Clinton,
True criminal.
been going at it a bit. Tulsi Gabbard.
Cat fight.
Yep. 2020 presidential candidate. I read this article, and obviously, they put them like this. They write headlines like this to create interest and whatever. But it's like, is Tulsi Gabbard working for the Russians? I mean, is she?
Well, I don't know.
Of course not. But what the article did bring up...
Of course so.
Well, what it does talk about, and what I think is important to kind of examine and look into here for a bit is just exactly how the Russians are tampering with our election process. Like, what exactly are they doing? Because I think when we hear about election tampering, we're thinking that there's maybe some dude named Boris in one of those fuzzy hats, reaching in the box and stealing votes, or that they've hacked into some computers and taken away votes. And that's really not what's happened. What really happened is that Russia sees America divided.
True.
And if you live in this country, goddamn, I don't know if you sniffing cotton candy all day and don't know what the fuck's going on, but you gotta admit, we're a divided country.
We've always been divided.
Been a divided country. I mean, red state, blue state, Yankees, Mets, Lakers, Celtics. There's always some division in
Men,
this country.
women.
It comes with diversity.
Being in America.
I mean, both diversity and division start with,
D.
let's say, DIV. You know what I mean? Like, there's a root to both of them, right? There's something about it. If you're going to be diverse, there's going to be a certain amount of division among that. But Russia is able to, and what they're doing is they're focusing on using that division.
They're playing on our weakness.
To pit us against each other, right? And that's essentially what happened in the last election in 2016, is that they didn't snatch votes out of a box, right? They didn't steal things away like that. But there's this group in America of swing voters, right? I don't know who these people are who are like, I could vote for Trump, I could vote for Bernie Sanders.
Backwards inbred.
It's just like, I don't
Clowns.
know. I don't know how you could swing between those two people, Bernie and Trump. But there was a group of people that could have been swung between those two candidates in particular, right? They wanted something outside of the regular American political system. Mm-hmm. That's what they were asking for. The RNC gave them what they wanted. The DNC
that's
did
what
not,
they got.
right? And so they didn't have that other choice, right?
Well, I think those are the people that they have to knock on your trailer and go, "Are you fucking your sister? Then get in the truck." Those are those ding dongs.
But Russia knows how to speak to those ding dongs, right?
Yeah.
So they created the memes and the viral videos and things like that. Created campaign videos that the Trump Association didn't even know was doing, right? So some of the stuff was done outside of the Trump administration's knowledge, right?
True.
That's fine.
Because sometimes you never let your side piece know what you're really doing.
Right. And I'm not trying to necessarily vilify the Trump administration
or Russia
for Russia's tampering. No, I definitely want to vilify Russia for its tampering. Shut your face, girl.
Or Russia.
Our good friends. Dos Vidania. Dos Vidania. But they pitted everybody against each other.
True.
And they got that base riled up about certain things, and then it pushes them to the polls to vote for Trump. And so what we're seeing now, or what we're possibly seeing now, is Russian tampering to around the Gabbard campaign.
So you think that it is to get you to not vote for Tulsi? Is that what you're saying? Or because I'm not sure how this benefit. I mean, she's for a long time, everybody has said things about her because she's sort of in line with the ideology of Russia. Mm-hmm. And she also wears a T-shirt that has Putin's face on it and a bumper sticker that says, "I vacation in the Kremlin." So that doesn't mean, Tulsi, that you are a Russian bot. That doesn't mean that. It just means that
she could be a Russian thought.
Ooh.
But
that's fun. But the thing I like about the whole thing is, regardless if it is tampering, I do like one thing about it. It allowed you to understand that even if you don't like Tulsi or you don't like Hillary, they are both very strong women. Because Hillary, she kind of said in it was a podcast when Hillary said that, somebody's being vetted. Now she never said her name. Mm-hmm. And then Tulsi basically came and said, "Hey, bitch, don't be throwing no rocks from the street. Mm-hmm. If you gonna throw something, get in the game."
Right. No, yeah, I mean,
I like that they show
Gabbard
that
has
they're
she
very
has
strong women.
She has a military background.
Yeah, she was like, I'm gonna get with you, your little pantsuit wearing. She got with her, and I'm like, but she doesn't want to fight Hillary.
But whether she knows it or not, Tulsi Gabbard, that is, seemingly there is a potential threat for her rhetoric to be used.
Oh, of course.
In this way that will ultimately be able to benefit the Trump campaign, because it's obvious that the Russians wanted him to win.
Right.
They want him in their pocket for a reason.
So do you think that the whole thing that what am I trying to actually say? Do you think the cat fight works against her, or you think the cat
Tulsi?
works? Yeah, or you think it works in her favor? Because either way you go, it makes her look bad. She's cat fighting with Hillary Clinton, or she doesn't say anything.
Right.
And let the Russians just say whatever. So it's like she has to defend herself, and what does she do?
I mean, ultimately, it's a bad look for her, for Tulsi Gabbard, that is. I mean, I wasn't supporting her, but as a Democratic voter, it shined a light on the thing where I'm like, oh, wait, what? You know what I mean? And now I'm looking at her and her campaign and behavior in a different light, and not a positive one. So I think that's what I think that'll be the main takeaway from this on the Democratic side for voters, will be that this just doesn't look good for her. And as you say, the cat fighting with Hillary is just something that I think Hillary still has enough of a grip on a Democratic base, you know what I mean? In terms of popularity and being the first, woman nominee for the Democrats for president, that people still hold her in regard enough that she'll win. She'll win over Tulsi.
Do you think Hillary should have gotten in the race?
Oh, no.
Because you think she would have got punched in the face again?
By me. Yeah, by me. Trust me. If Hillary Clinton had joined this race, I would have thrown both my shoes at her head, my belt, and pens in my pocket. If I had a pocket full of change, cling, ling, 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 all at her. All 37 cents is flying at her. No, she's the last bum I want to see in this race, trust me. But America, free speech, shout your shit from the sideline if you want to, because she can.
Yeah. But you think she should have been quiet? You think she shouldn't have done that because you didn't need that?
Well,
you think she was sister raising?
To be honest, I'm not so offended about it either way, because it's regarding a candidate that I don't really care about and isn't going anywhere. You know what I mean? So I didn't think Tulsi Gabbard had the juice to get there anyway, and wasn't who I was about. So
what if she would have said it about Elizabeth Warren?
I mean, it would be, then Elizabeth Warren would be a different candidate, because, she would, if there was a door for you to say that about Elizabeth Warren, they would have said it by now. So, you know what I mean? It'd be the same. If this was Elizabeth Warren, then she probably wouldn't be the candidate for me anyways. You know what I mean? So.
Well, how many candidates are there still? Like
7,000? There were 12 at the last debate. They let in 2 more. They let 2 more guys buy their way in, and it's just it's not what we need, bro. The Democrats.
Yeah, I was like, they gotta narrow
Isn't this elimination? Yeah, this is supposed to be about.
I thought it was elimination, but they just keep adding.
It's like The Bachelor, where they keep, but
nobody gets
more.
a rose. Give somebody a rose.
We start off with 1 dude, and by the end there's 15.
It's give somebody a rose.
Yeah, somebody pass this shit around. So speaking of passing shit around, speaking of Russia, a lot of the shit they passed around in the rhetoric was on Facebook.
Yeah.
And Facebook has said now that they've caught both Russian and Iranian entities attempting to interfere in the 2020 election again.
But what do they do about it? I mean, they caught you. Just because they catch you with your pants down and your ding-ding in your hand, they just go, oh, put that away.
Yeah.
And they don't do anything about it.
Well, I mean, so Facebook, as far as I know, they shut down accounts like that they are noticing now are these kind of body provocative accounts that are just stirring up trouble. So
they just let the fat girls keep posting pictures.
Yeah.
They close
Put it
that
on the
shit
scene,
down.
girl, make it look like real butt. But I think as a company that, and beyond reporting it to whatever appropriate government agencies, that's about all they can do, right? Like, there's not like the Facebook force that's gonna show up at your house, kick in your door and be like, freeze, motherfucker, right? They can just shut those accounts down. I think though, we gotta be getting to the point, and unfortunately I don't think we have the leadership for it in the Oval Office, but this is starting to become a governmental declaration of war-ish type thing for me.
Yeah.
Because these are foreign entities concerted with putting concerted efforts towards the undermining of the most fundamental part of our democratic process,
That's
which
right.
is
Voting.
the voting part. You know.
Well, don't you
Not to
think-
say that domestic entities have done that with us, right? Like, they tried to keep us and you as a woman from voting, right? For many, many years, right?
That's true.
And still do to this day. Like, there are all kinds of things going on in this country, from the voter ID stuff.
That's right.
To the way they redistrict and then put polls in these inaccessible places to really stifle, voter turnout, which is a suppressive move and
True.
Tantamount to tampering with the democratic process, as far as I see it. So we've had domestic entities do it, but when you have like whole foreign powers,
Right.
like Russia,
Well, don't you think that
Iran.
we I think sometimes the people have to step up and do something. We can't just always say the government has to do this, the government has to do this. You got to get out, and if you don't want Facebook to be able to influence you, get off Facebook. Get onto another social media.
Right.
We also know that WhatsApp is Facebook. Facebook owns like 4 or 5. IG. Get off of that. Start having communications with your people through maybe emails. Stop believing these people are your friends. You don't know, like, if you have a flat tire and put it on Facebook, I got a flat tire. Ain't nobody coming to your assistance.
You get a bunch of
Ain't
likes.
nobody, yeah. They will
People will like
you,
it.
but ain't nobody coming to your house. Start communicating with your friends that are in your community, and then it will be more difficult for people to influence you on that.
Amen.
Because I think that we need to hold the company accountable by stop using Facebook. Now, I say that as I don't not want you to go to my Facebook page.
Right.
Like, I still want you to be on my Facebook. I just
Follow.
don't. Yeah, I still want you to follow me on Instagram. I'm just not gonna follow you back
But she's got
because
the
you
good
could
one.
be a Russian bot.
Yeah, and we don't do that.
And we don't do that. But yeah, I think that, to me, I think that if we stop relying so much on social media and really went back to the grassroots of, having the grassroots communications in your community, where you would go to your town hall meetings, start going back to the town hall meetings, start doing things like that. And then that way, you don't have all of this, know who your congressman is. They have an open door. You can always go to your congressman. You can email your congressman. Get to know who Tulsi Gabbard is, and then you won't think that she's a Russian thought.
Thought.
Because
Tatiana.
at this point, you think she's a thought. You don't
Yeah.
even know. You're like, man, I don't know if that's mayonnaise on your chin. You don't know what it is.
Or
man's AIDS on your chin.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
gross. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, we're going to clean it up. Don't worry, y'all. Savage AF right here. Marcus King presents Dash Comedy. We're talking about the Russian and Iranian influence that Facebook has found on their platform. I agree with you, though, that there is a lot of individual responsibility that needs to be taken. Socializing in your communities, like, don't be on social media, be social. Like,
Yes.
Go talk. And I think even more importantly, though, too, is because what Facebook has shown us with these elections is that people get insular, right?
Very much.
They cover themselves with the things and the information that makes sense to them, that they can filter and process and understand easily, that they agree with, right?
You're getting your news from a 10-year-old.
Some people, a lot of Trump supporters are only getting their information from him. Like, they're
And
just
from Instagram,
yeah,
from a 6-year-old.
Yeah, and it's just like you can't just listen to the one source and have that be the only. Like, you have to cross-reference information. You need to talk to people who are different than you, right?
True.
Talk to people that don't agree with you, right? Like we don't agree
Like,
on
we don't
everything
agree.
politically, but we have respect for each other,
That's
love for
true.
each other, and we learn from each other.
Yeah, I
And-
am
and
gonna whoop your ass in the parking lot, but that doesn't mean that I don't love
I've
you.
already slashed your tires. You're not getting out of Inglewood, okay?
That doesn't mean that I don't love you, but you're absolutely
You thought
right.
that was water I gave you. I love it when a plan comes together.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Hey guys, we're savage as fuck. What you thought we were gonna do here? Marcus King presents Dash Comedy. Hey, leave it on this camera, right? I wanna do a little something because this is a little part of the show I like to call Black Page Was Poppin'. So here we go. Hey, what's cracking, y'all? This is your boy Black Page with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'. Ha! You know what's poppin', y'all? White supremacy all over the internets. And I just wanna applaud this one mother. I read an article recently, Jalen, about this one mother who was like, if you don't pay attention to your white sons, your white children, your white boys specifically, your white sons' online life, the white supremacists will. And this touches on something that I have been harping on now for a few years, right? Ever since the FBI told us that our urban police forces are rampant with KKK, Nazi, and white supremacists, right?
That's what they were built on.
Exactly. That's the history of sheriffs are slave catchers,
The
right?
slave catchers.
So we know what this history is. We know the connection between the two. One thing we've never done is actually anything to stop it. And one thing I've been saying is that while we all need and want and love racial integration, we often find white people reaching out to black people and asking questions like what can we do, or how can we make it better, or how can I be more woke, or whatever, right? And while those type of interactions are very important and very necessary, what's even more important, white people, is that you started interacting in your own communities with these cracker-ass crackers, right? like really working hard to get the Nazis out of our neighborhoods, out of our society, because we never really did, right? They moved from Germany to Argentina, and some came here, and they just kind of spread out all over the world. But Hitler's ideologies and his thoughts and whatever are still very prevalent among many, many white, especially men here in America. And what we're finding is that, especially nowadays, that is actually growing. White supremacy has grown, especially it started under Obama, right? Because that's a natural response to the first black president. But Trump has stirred that up, right? And has made it okay.
I'm joining tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Let me know how that application goes, Jalen.
They have had black people to join the Klan before.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
There's a movie that Denzel Washington's son put out about a year ago where a guy who was in Colorado Springs,
you're talking about Black
he
Klansmen.
actually joined the Klan.
Well.
So I'm going to join
Well,
the
no,
white.
no,
I
no,
think
no,
I want to
no.
join the Aryan Nation.
Hold on.
You know why? Let me tell you why.
me hear
Because
this.
you can't be afraid of somebody who is their name is after a flower. So I'm gonna join the Aryan Nation.
Is
Now,
the Aryan
I'm
a
not,
flower?
Yeah, Aryan is a flower.
Okay.
Now I'm not gonna shave my head because I'm not gonna be down with that.
Look at
but
that. Why would you shave it?
I'm not gonna shave it, but I would wear a sheet.
she said,
I would wear a
got
sheet.
lots of sheets.
I'm gonna scare
Now
shit
wait,
out of
back to
somebody.
the Black Klansman thing. I do want to clear this up, okay? Because
we could change shit if we integrated that.
but the
we
story,
could change
that's
some shit.
not quite how the story went.
Yeah,
down.
we gonna change
He
some
didn't
shit.
join. It wasn't just a black man joined the Klan.
No, he
was a
wanted
black-
to integrate. He was
no,
CIA.
He was a black. Yeah, he was a police officer who infiltrated
Yeah.
over the phone, and then they sent a
sent
white
another-
officer
yeah.
in his place when they did the
I can do it over the
in-face
phone.
meetings,
I can
but
have
yeah.
a phone. Hello. Is this the Aryan Nation? Yes. Hold on a minute. Sit down, motherfucker. Okay.
Sit your ass. Give
I'm
me my
back.
cools.
I'm back.
Yes, and your
I
name
can
is
do it.
LaQuisha
No, I'm gonna be Karen.
Karen.
Karen. Or Martha.
Join over the phone. Yeah.
Martha. Karen or Martha.
Well,
So
all
we
you-
integrate the Klan. That's a way to bust up the Klan.
I
Let's
feel like
integrate.
I feel like that'll mess up their fundamental.
Not
values.
really. You have a sheet on. Who would know?
I
Just
guess
wear
so.
a sheet and gloves.
And some goggles and gloves. You gotta,
Yeah,
so
and
they
put the
don't
little
see
blue contacts in. I could be the next head of the Klan. I could be a poopaw.
They're like, Karen never takes off her hood.
Karen never takes off the hood.
She's like,
it's
great for
7,000
everything.
degrees.
Marathons? She's like, she's in her hood.
Karen smells like chicken all the time.
Watermelon seeds all over her.
Is that mango that I smell when Karen walks around?
All right, so, but listen, to all the real Karens out there and you Sharons and you Phyllises or whatever.
Martha.
Who are Martha's raising all your young white sons out there.
Look at they shit.
Let's get involved. Get over their shoulder. This one mother's son was scrolling real fast through his account and boop, she caught a little Hitler glance and looked at that and it was a little Hitler meme. And she saw some ha-ha funny slavery joke memes, you know what I mean? And it's just like, oh.
Well, your kids shouldn't even have Instagram. You are 13. Think about it. These kids are integrated with things that we shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you have a book that your mama didn't know you had? No, because your mom knew what you were checking out of the library.
Well, there were some magazines
You
under my
snuck
mattress
yeah,
that weren't
you
for mom.
snuck
Okay.
some magazines. But I'm like, these
Yeah.
kids have phones. First of all, if you were little, you don't need no phone.
No.
You don't need no phone. You're not driving. Somebody's picking you up. And if you get kidnapped, the kidnapper ain't gonna let you use your phone.
That's right. But the reality is,
You don't need Instagram. I think you should be able to get Instagram 13, 14.
and that's fine.
Maybe
but
15.
But those are still impressionable ages for white supremacists to
True,
latch
but
onto.
then I think it ought to be linked to your parents' account. So anytime you post, boop, it comes up. You're not sending dick pics. You're not sending coochie shots. Russia's not sending you a picture of they dick.
But-
You're not getting any of that.
But that doesn't address the information that's coming into them.
You're not getting any of that because anytime you look up something, it's attached to your mom's account.
Okay.
I think it needs to. We have to.
I don't know I don't know about the parental controls on these things.
I think but that's again what we were talking about earlier. That's people saying, well, the government should do something. And this woman took it back to say, this is my child.
Mm-hmm.
And your
Amen.
child can't do something that you don't allow. If you're not, you got to get into your kid's face. My son doesn't have any information that I don't know.
Excellent.
I flip his bed every week. Every week I turn this nigga's room like he's in prison.
Tossing his shit.
Every week I'm tossing his
Contraband.
shit. Every week. You're not making no bomb in the house, none of that shit. I'm making it every week.
Shayla's
Flip
like, see, this is a paperclip. What they'll do is
What
they'll
you doing
refashion
with
this
this
into a key
paperclip?
and then try and get out their room at night. See, I'm on
What
to
you
this.
doing? I'm shutters down at night. Broom, broom. No hoses getting in the house. I got you, son. I got you, son. Ain't
None of that
nobody-
window pussy for you, young
No,
man.
no window pussy.
None of that trestle ass.
Before he goes outside, he is wearing the man's condom that locks both sides. Okay? He's
Chastity
wearing a
belt.
chastity belt.
belt,
He can only pee out of a hole this big. Now, if you can get your coochie in that hole that big,
Keep that one. If
then
she got a,
you know what?
yeah,
Then that is a baby. That's a baby that I'm gonna have to be somebody grandma too.
yeah. You keep
Yeah,
her.
you got to start watching these kids. Especially these little badass kids. These kids is bad today.
So to all you white moms and dads out
White
there,
mom,
although
purple,
the dad might
green,
already be in
watch
the fucking
your damn
race, yeah.
kids.
But yeah, sit over his shoulder.
Don't
see
sit over
the kind
his
of information that's coming into your child's social media feeds, because like this article says, if you don't do it, the white supremacist, Nazi cracker ass motherfuckers will, and then guess what you'll have is a Nazi cracker ass white supremacist son. And unless that's what you want, it's time to pay attention, guys.
And you can't trust the little cracker ass.
No,
because
that's why we call them crackers.
crackers crumble.
They do.
Crackers crumble.
They crack that
And
whip.
I'm telling you, if you don't get in your child's face about this, the moment that it's too late and you get in his face, David is gonna beat your ass.
That's right.
And nobody want to get beat up by a 13-year-old.
That's right. Whoop that ass. Hey y'all, we Savage AF. Marcus King presents Dash Comedy. Gonna take another little break. Get to the end of the show and the wrap up. But before we get out of here, man, I want to talk about just some old school thought in today's work society that Ernst & Young has been displaying, and then just some really nasty information about the beef and milk that we're getting in our society. It's gonna fuck your head up, y'all. I'm Black Pedro, Jalen Bishop.
Jalen
We savage
Bishop.
as fuck. We'll be right back, y'all. Stay tuned.
If you're a California resident and have over $10,000 in debt, don't file for bankruptcy because you may qualify.
She worked a 9 to 5 all week and still didn't get anything. She got her homegirls that shake her ass for some change. She see the fast life. She wanna change some things. She see a ball player, so she pop the pussy for a wedding ring. Better with her clothes on. I look better when I'm too gone. 2 shades on. One for my eyes, the other one for the dick. She like the role play. Yeah, I love the role J's. Yeah, we make it both ways. On the beach, champagne and OJ. Okay, we get into these chicks like bitch, move out the way. These other niggas is paved in the way. Okay, we good now. I rock it out just like I'm supposed to. I told you niggas I abuse Pro Tools. What you mean? I'm my peers, look, you can't even handle. But when they turn on TV screens, they see right from the channel. Then I'm spitting out that word right from the panel. Because a nigga understands, so baby, I lend a hand. She worked a 9 to 5 all week and still didn't get anything. She got her homegirls that shake her ass for some change. She see the fast life. She wanna change things. She see a ball player, so she pop the pussy for a wedding ring. For a wedding ring.
Hey, you know what it is, y'all. We are Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. I am your boy, Black Pedro. Sitting in with me, special guest host, Miss Jalen Bishop. Always welcome to the show. Been a guest before, been a co-host. We love you for being here. And speedy recoveries to comedian Shang, man. He's down for the count right now, but strong brother. He'll be right back. I believe his light skinness gives him a special amount of anger that keeps him alive,
it keeps him
what I
right
mean?
at the bubbling point.
It's like adamantium or shit. Like he's Wolverine, he's gonna recover quick. So
can't keep Shang down. He's too angry to be sick.
But thank you for being here with us, Jalen. Guys, continue to follow the show. Make sure you follow us on all social media. Savage AF Radio is the handle. On Facebook, we are Savage AF. That is the fan page. Follow me at Black Pedro. Follow Jalen at Jalen Bishop. All right, Jaylyn Bishop, all one word. Follow at Comedian Shang. All right, get at the homie. But most importantly, what we really, really need for y'all to do is get on that iTunes, right? Download that, subscribe, rate it, give it 5, 7, 1,100 stars, right? Review us, but most importantly, share it, okay? Pass that shit around like that crack pipe in the 80s, baby. Just one hit and then bam, get it on around. We need everybody hooked on that Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. So we're almost at the end of the show, Jalen. But before we get there...
Say it ain't so.
No, before we get there, I just want to give you some advice, just as a lady moving through this industry.
Don't wear this shirt?
No, not at all. No, nothing about personal right now. This is just like stuff you can take moving forward, all right?
Okay.
Yeah, just good words of advice in the world of business that I think you can use, because entertainment is still male dominated.
Definitely,
right?
definitely. I'm ready.
So I think you can use these to really get ahead in the society.
I'm ready. I trust your opinions.
So just know that when women speak, when you speak, you shouldn't be shrill. Okay, no shrill speak. Your clothing must be flattering, but short skirts are a no-no. Make sure
So no coochie show?
Yeah, don't show your coochie because sexuality scrambles the mind.
A man's mind?
The mind.
How
many minds are there? There's just one mind. It's the mind. Ours. And then make sure you have a good haircut and manicured nails. Are we? Okay. So we got a few things to work on, Jalen, before you're truly successful.
I don't even have a dress on.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? You might have thought this
My
is
coochie is not even showing.
That's true. I looked. I actually did.
Now, where did you get this ridiculous information?
Oh, from the 1950s, you say? No, young lady.
1920s.
This is from an empowerment conference that Ernst & Young held in Hoboken, New Jersey in the year of our Lord, 2018.
But Ernst,
last year.
But this is a financial.
Ernst & Young is a
pretty much
financial
financial institution.
iBanking.
And so, in a way, I can understand that. I can understand that they're saying don't wear a short skirt because I can't count my money if your coochie's hanging out.
Right, but they're also saying like don't speak shrill.
But don't speak
have good
shrill
haircut.
is
manicured nails.
So are they just saying come to work looking decent?
Well, that's among
That's what they're
other
saying.
things. Here's one of the things they put out there. Women's brains, right, absorb information like pancakes.
Okay,
soak up syrup. So it's hard for them to focus. Uh-huh. The attendees were told, right?
Oh wait, somebody just walked in, I missed it.
Right. They say men's brains are more like waffles, right? They're better able to focus because the information collects in each little waffle square. We can compartmentalize information. And I think it's just too much for you ladies. You soak it all up and it gets emotional and hard.
Okay.
And men are able to take the syrups that life gives you and individualize them into these little waffle pockets.
See, and I would say
Men have waffle pocket thoughts, and ladies have pancake sponge thoughts.
And see, this is what I would say to
Both
that.
are great for breakfast.
I would say we might have pancakes for brains. Mm-hmm. We may have pancakes for brains, but we are smart enough with our pancake that we keep all the syrup in.
Okay.
See, like a waffle, the shit just flies everywhere. But with a pancake, it absorbs it. And I don't know about you, but men don't really get women to do a whole bunch of things. But where women, I don't know what coochie's made out of, but that shit must be gold.
It must be made out of pancake.
Yeah, because we
God
can
damn.
get a brother to do any kind of thing. You can be the worst looking woman ever and still get your rent paid. Let me see if men can do that. Okay, so ladies, wear your short skirts. If they can't think about it, put the skirt so short that one lip hangs out.
Let them see a lip.
Let them see
A little lady
lip.
that never hurt nobody.
I bet you become CEO. While old Wafflehead over there won't be doing shit.
Be
But
coochie executive officer, I know that.
I bet you Wafflehead won't do shit
No,
but be
but-
opening up the gate. That's some of that in a way makes sense because today I think as women we forget that we are in the workplace and there are some outfits that are perfect for going out, hanging out, partying, and there are some haircuts that are perfect for going out, hanging out, partying. But when you're talking about being at work and wanting to take it, you want to be taken serious, then you have to dress the part to take serious. You can't, don't have your blouse all open and your titties hanging out because ain't nobody paying attention to that. Somebody wants a glass of milk.
And I'm reading this from the Huffington Post, right? And one of the things the article pointed out, right? Because this is obviously rhetoric that women have been hearing for decades, right? Ever since they entered the workforce, is like how to behave around men, right? It's like
Right.
it's
You
always
guys are
your
visual
fault. It's always
creatures.
your fault that you're so damn sexy and I can't control myself, right? Like that's
Yeah.
why a lot of Orthodox Muslim states force women to cover themselves. It's really about the man's response to it, not
Because
that the
you
woman
have
is
a
doing
waffle
anything.
head.
Right.
And your
Syrup is getting everywhere.
And your syrup is sleeping out everywhere.
It's waffle
If you
headed.
were a pancake head, syrup would be right on your
Pancake
pants.
headed
You would
ass.
never lose that syrup. But because you're a waffle head, you got syrup dripping down your shoes.
But I mean, women have been getting this advice for years, and what we've actually found is that it's not helping.
Because women aren't listening.
Well, no, I disagree. I think that's not really. I think we need to reprogram men in a lot of ways.
True,
And
true.
not really focus on women can't wear this, can't say that, can't be like this, can't do that. It's like, listen, bro. The real issue is we can't focus when we, like you said, see titties, see ass.
If it's not
see this.
your toy, don't touch it.
And we don't like, men don't like that, right? We see something, we want to touch it, we want to play with it.
If it's not your toy, don't touch it.
There's an attraction thing to happen, but ultimately, at the end of the day, fellas, I gotta admit, that's on you, bruh. That's on you, man. Like, we can't keep telling these women that they can't wear this, can't do that, can't look like this, or else, or else the rapist comes out. Like, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we even realize what we're saying when we get into these spaces. So let's really focus on, like, retraining
Keep
men.
your syrup in your pants, sir. Nobody
Keep the
wants
syrup
your
in your
syrup.
waffle, you nasty motherfucker.
Nobody wants your syrup. These are new shoes.
Brand new shoes. All right, I think I'm gonna have to save the last topic for next week because we did it, girl.
We did the thing.
We did the damn thing.
Over.
I thank you again for sitting in and bearing with our savagery here on Savage as
I love
Fuck.
it. It makes me be savage as fuck.
Yeah, in front of your mama too.
Ooh,
We
in
like
front
that.
of my
Thank you, mama, for raising us so well.
Thank you, Mom, for making me keep my syrup to myself.
For soaking up all that syrup.
Too bad my daddy put his syrup everywhere.
Damn waffle-headed daddy.
Waffle head.
Oh, Belgian waffle-headed. All right, twat waffles, right.
Twat waffle.
So listen, Jalen Bishop, one more time, let the kids know where they can find you, follow you, laugh at you. Maybe even catch you live.
You can catch me on Carnival cruise ships. Basically, I will be on the Liberty on November 15th through the 26th. So you can definitely, if you're out on the Liberty cruise ship, a Carnival cruise ship, I'll be there. I will actually be around town in Los Angeles all this week.
Yes.
So you can catch me at probably a lot of the clubs. I don't know which clubs I'm going to yet, but I'm gonna be there.
When she show up,
and when I show up,
she get a spot.
I shuts it down.
Yep.
And you can also get on my Instagram, even if you're a Russian bot. It's Jalen Bishop, Jaylyn Bishop, like the church, except for I do not touch the children unless you're taunting me.
That's right. Then you get a
I
swift
will touch
kick.
you. So, and I don't
get
care.
the Lord's touch.
And I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat, if you're independent. It doesn't matter. Get at your girl.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you once again for being here.
Shane.
Bye. I am Black Pedro, and I do care whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, because I will tell all of y'all, fuck your feelings, okay? That's what we do right here, Savage AF. Every Tuesday, 3 to 5, live Pacific Standard Time. Tune in next week. Get on that iTunes. Get us on Instagram. We are Savage as Fuck. We're out.
Cocaine on the table. Welcome to Hollywood, nigga. What would you do for the limelight? What would you do if it felt right? Couple white bitches on me with my dark shades on. Black leather jacket with the straps like a bomb. Man, I feel like Jesus Shuttlesworth. Man, I feel like he just got gang. Man, I feel I'm here to change things. And I feel you in my fucking lane. Yeah, I rock that guitar like I'm Jimi Hendrix. Rage against the machine, the way I really spit it. Fuck society and the industry is what I'm getting. How I'm living is just the repercussion of the business. Yeah, the business. Yeah, cocaine on the table. Welcome to Hollywood, nigga. What would you do for the limelight? What would you do if it felt right?